All right, so my name is Kirby Chan. I'm in Toronto, Canada. I am a family leader first. So everything that I do, all the courses that I teach is about how do I spend more time with my family. Okay, less time selling real estate, but yet maximize the sales. Okay, I don't know if you guys want the same thing, more time in your life, less time in real estate, but still a lot of income in real estate. So that's why I do a lot of leverage courses like this. So I'm also a real estate owner. So I own my real estate team. I'm also a investor at my Keller Williams brokerage here in Richmond Hill, and I also have a virtual assistant company in the Philippines, and I also run these digital communication courses, 4 courses a month. Okay. I love traveling all over the world, teaching the Facebook playbook. So some of you have been to that. And I'm going to talk about today. First topic today is the direct hire. Okay. So with a direct hire, you're looking at hiring directly from a country like Colombia, Mexico, maybe Ukraine, or maybe most popular one though is Philippines. Okay, so most of the companies that you see that are offering virtual assistant, they're in the Philippines. All right, so why is because a couple things. There is a whole virtual assistant industry in the Philippines, so their internet is good. Okay, they've made that whole country geared towards these virtual assistant and call centers there. A lot of American call centers are in the Philippines, so it's great internet there. Their English is good. Okay, the ones that I like to hire, I would like to hire the virtual assistants with very little accent. And you might think, does that exist? Yes. Okay, it exists. There's maybe about 2 to 3% of the interviews we interview will have great English that you can't even tell that they have an accent. Okay, so the pro is that you get to hire somebody if you're hiring directly, and you might be looking at a Facebook group. So if you go to Facebook, there's lots of groups called Philippine Virtual Assistant. You could join those groups and post your ad there. This is the one I'm looking for, right? This is the admin I'm looking for. You're gonna say, hey, I want to hire one for $5 US an hour. Okay, you're gonna get a lot of resumes now. It's gonna flood your email. Okay, you're gonna get a lot of resumes. So it's almost like a full-time job now. Okay, you gotta hire someone. So if you're with Keller Williams and you've been through career visioning, you're gonna get a lot of resumes. You might have to do some KPAs, right? Send some reports out. But here's the cons though. Some things that you have to watch out when you're hiring directly. So I learned this the hard way, is that you don't know what they're doing. When you hire somebody, it's very hard to monitor unless they're sitting there on a computer on Zoom. Okay, so this is the only thing that I could have done, was that they're on the computer, they're on Zoom, and you're watching them and you're working together. Okay. However, I needed to go out, do appointments, do showings. So I wasn't there to sit there with my virtual assistant 24/7, right? Or 8 hours a day. So I didn't have the monitoring. I didn't know what they're doing. So I needed constant communication with them. The virtual assistant was alone most of the time. So it's very hard for them to grow. And then when they leave, now this was the worst part. I had a couple of virtual assistants leave, and I had to start the process all over again, making the ads on Facebook, interviews and all that again. So that's the worst part, okay? Because I spent 2, 3, 4 months maybe training, and then they're gone. So then you may actually be paying more dollar per an hour in the end because you have to hire again, or they may not be working. So especially be very wary of someone that says to you, I want to work for you for $3 an hour. Okay, so the cheapskates in all of us will say, yeah, that's a great deal. But guess what? If they don't work fast, or they're not working for some hours, they're actually making $6, right? Because if they spend 1 hour not working, they're actually making $6 an hour. Or somebody that's working for you for $5 an hour. Another thing that you got to look for is, are they contracting that work out to someone else for $3 an hour? So they're making arbitration now. So it's not just Airbnb arbitration. There's also virtual assistant arbitration out there. That's what you have to watch out for. Okay, so there's the hiring process, takes time. And then finally is that you don't really have access to a large talent pool. So yes, you can go on Facebook groups and they may have 5,000, 10,000 members, but there's millions of people in the Philippines though, right? So your best hire could be in the Philippines, but they may not be in that Facebook group, okay? So how do you expand this model now, right? Well, there's another model called agency hire, right? I just want to hear from maybe some of you right now has anybody here hired a virtual assistant before? Yeah, Rebecca's yes. Anyone else? Anyone's hired a virtual assistant? Okay, maybe I ask you, Rebecca, if you're comfortable. Like, did you hire directly your virtual assistant?
We've worked with Cyberbacker as well as VA Elite and My Outdesk. So it was through those third-party companies.
Okay, so awesome. You know what? Let's talk about third-party companies now, because I think that's the way to go. Because you know what, we sell real estate. We're not here to hire and spend our time hiring, spend our time managing them, right, and monitoring them. So I'm going to jump over to how to hire a virtual assistant through an agency. For some of you, remember, if you're hiring direct, you need the job description. So take a screenshot of this. You need the job description, job ad, posting it on multiple groups on Facebook. Make sure they know it's full-time or part-time. And then what time zone you're in is important. Okay, so they know if they're working overnight. You want to look for virtual assistants that have done the virtual assistant role before. So if you're 12 hours different, you want to have someone that's done this nighttime shift before, because if they haven't, if you're the first client that they're working for and it's the graveyard shift, nighttime, then it's hard for them to adjust. Okay, imagine you guys suddenly start waking up at 8 at night and working throughout the night. Okay, it's going to be hard to adjust. So you want to find people that have done this for a long time. And there's a whole group of people that do that in the Philippines, work at night. Okay, are you going to train, or are you looking for someone that's experienced? For me personally, I've always looked for virtual assistants that number one is character first. I don't care about their experience. I care about their character first. So if they're coachable, if they learn fast, I don't care if they have experience. I have one that just graduated from university, but I knew she was a fast learner, right? From our interviews. I hired her and she stayed with me the longest. She's over 2 years now, okay? And she came in very inexperienced. And I was okay with training them. Okay, then you have to interview them, and then at the end, negotiate a rate. Okay, so that's the steps to hiring your own virtual assistant, by yourself. My preference is, let's look at agency hire, okay? Because I don't have the time to interview so many people. I don't have the time to do what Keller Williams say, which is get 100 resume before you hire anybody, right? So to get 100 resume, it's going to take a lot of time to do screening interviews. I like agency hire. Like Rebecca just said, calling these companies that have virtual assistants locked up in their pool, they vetted them, they may even have trained them, right? Those ones will give you a couple of good pros here, which is they have virtual assistants, okay? A big pool of them. They're always adding new people. They handle the payment of salary. So you just pay the agency that set amount, right? And then they'll handle paying the virtual assistant. All right. You don't have to do any currency transfer. You don't have to use any websites to do that. And the agency will also replace the virtual assistant if they leave or if they don't perform. So it still sucks though, right? You have to retrain them, but they'll replace them and you don't have to go through hundreds of resumes again. Okay. They maybe have people already on the bench. Now, what I don't like about agency, and I'm also going to ask Rebecca what she doesn't like about agencies later, is that they make less money, right? So if the virtual assistant makes less money, there's going to be a couple of things that happen. One would be there's a higher rate of I don't want to say crime, but it could be like they're stealing hours, or it could be a little bit of money. I know that has happened before in other for my other clients that held a Facebook page ransom. Okay, I'm going to share everything with you guys. They held a Facebook page ransom until they paid them. Okay, even if they left the agency, they still have the Facebook page ransom now. Okay, so those are some of the things that are dangerous, right? When that happens, and when a virtual assistant at an agency says, "Okay, you know what? The agency's paying me $5 an hour. Agency's making 10 or 12. Okay, I don't think it's fair. I'm going to go direct. I'm going to go direct and say, because someone's offering me $8 now, right? So the turnover is really high for the ones in agency, because they could go out and get a better salary somewhere, right? That's just economics, right? If you get a better money somewhere, they'll leave. Okay. So Rebecca, let me ask you, with agency experience, what were some of your things that you liked about hiring through an agency?
I would say that, we did it early on, and so I feel like they hadn't really established themselves, and so the talent that they were bringing into the interviews had already been pre-screened, so that was a positive. However, it still felt like we ended up settling, and we just didn't like that feeling. But there wasn't really any better option, and so we did. And then the training was extensive. It was hours and hours every single day, and we were willing to do it. However, we just didn't get the results, and it just didn't work out in that particular circumstance for us.
Okay, got it. And did you have the experience where the virtual assistant left? You had to change?
No,
didn't have that,
no,
right?
we weren't seeing, like, the performance expectations weren't being met. And so ultimately we were the ones who decided to go a different direction.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. So, those were some of the things that, I experienced when I went through an agency. And so I decided to look at creating my own. I may be that crazy. Okay. If I don't like something, I say, you know what, something doesn't exist out there. So I said, I'm going to create my own. So what I did was I created something called the Power of 1,000 Leaders. Okay. It's an organization in the Philippines. It's a nonprofit. And everything that they produce, they keep. Okay. So there's no middleman here, middle person that will take profits away like a traditional agency. So we solved the problem of, money. Okay. So these guys at the Power 1,000 Leaders are all stakeholders. Okay. And they get profit share. Okay. And they're all playing a game there where they're creating a future of, building this company together. So everyone there has a ownership feeling. Okay. So they're all producing, they're all helping each other. And that's the model I want to create there, is that each virtual assistant there can rely on other virtual assistant as teammates. So when you hire one virtual assistant in this company, if that virtual assistant is not as good at video editing as another one, they will contact the other one. Okay. And the hours just get shifted over. Okay. It's seamless for the client. But in the background, they get to talk to different virtual leaders and they work together as a team. Okay. And so each virtual assistant there comes with a team leader. Okay. Now, some of you that are with Keller Williams may think this model is very similar to Keller Williams. It's a direct copy from, that's all I know, right? So we have a team leader and then we have virtual assistants. So the team leader is in charge of hiring them, monitoring them, motivating, training, and also working with the client. So let's say you hire a virtual leader. Okay, that's what we call them in this company, a virtual leader. You hire a virtual leader and your communication will be with the virtual leader, working on your daily tasks or your goals for the company or what they need to learn. And then if there's any problems, you go and talk to the team leader. So it could be that they're not showing up, they're not responding to you. There's someone that you can talk to. Okay. So the team leader is the one that will go back and, coach them, teach the virtual leader, what needs to be done. And what we're looking for is a win-win situation, right? Where the virtual leader wins, they have an amazing role with you in the future as a leader with your company. And then you guys win because you're producing. Okay. So that is the Power 1000 leaders. And for them, it's not just about, a job, not about the hourly wage. It is about building a future together because the Power 1000 leaders, we have things that we unlock when we have more leaders. So they're actually playing a game right now is to get healthcare in the company. So when they hit 50 virtual leaders, they're all going to get healthcare. Okay, because they can all afford that. Okay, so they all vote for almost like an ALC there. They vote for what's next that they want to add on. Okay. So that is the Power 1000 leaders. And for the Power 1000 leaders, here's the pros. You save time because you get a dedicated team leader. Okay, that they hire, support, and trains the virtual leader. All of the training that they get for virtual leaders comes from me. So what I've done is I've created a training course for them that they take, a video training course. So each of the virtual leader will take the leadership training course. And what that does, that builds character. So what you can be assured of is none of the virtual leaders are going to be late for meetings. That's very important for us. So not late for any meetings. They're always on time, ready, on camera, and for all their meetings. I know this sounds simple, but when you work with virtual assistants in another country, they have a different culture, right? And going on late in meetings is normal for them. Okay, so it's normal for that culture. But for us in our organization, integrity is first. And then another thing that we do with our team leaders is that we work with you, the client, to discover like what is the 3-month goal, right? 3-month goal for the virtual leader. And what you do is you work backwards of the 3-month goal and look at metrics for 3 months, 2 months, and 1 month, and figure out like what needs to be done. Okay, so they have a plan. If you don't have a plan and you have a virtual assistant, you just have to daily give them tasks. And that's what you want to, you really want to stop that. You don't want to give someone tasks every day because you're managing someone every day and you can't go out to sell homes. So what I like to do is I don't like to manage my virtual assistants. I let them manage themselves and the project. So I give them the project to do. They give me the results and they give me end of day reports every day. At the end of the day, I look at it. And if it's not according to the timeline that we have, then I have a meeting with them. Okay, really fast. I never let something go off course, okay, more than a day. Right? So that's that really, so you're not micromanaging them, but you're really like a coach. You're coaching them, you're overseeing everything. If they go off track one day, you go right away. Or else if they go off track for too long, a week, 2 weeks, then it's already too late. You really want to fire them at that point. Okay, because it's not effective. Right? It's not their fault. It's really our fault as the employer. All right. So the team leaders always, like an agency, the team leader of a Power 1000 leaders are always looking for talent. They're all working within a team. So they're all helping each other. Okay. There's going to be times where they're going to ask you for support, but they're going to ask for the team support first before coming to you. Okay. And then when the virtual leader leaves, and we have a high retention rate, over 85% retention rate at our company. And when the virtual leader leaves, though, the team leader will, they'll jump in. Okay. It keeps changing. I'm trying to get Zoom out of the way here. Okay. The team leader will jump in. Okay. They'll either jump in to do the work or they'll replace them right away with another virtual leader. Okay. Now the virtual leader makes more money, they stay longer, and they're committed to the cause, okay, of this company. Okay, because first I knew that the virtual assistants, if they're going to stay at a company, they need to love the company. All right. They need to love the company. And I learned this through Keller Williams. Okay. There's a lot of agents that love the company, they stay at the company. Okay. There's same with Remax, same as EXP, right? You have to love the company, right, to stay at the company. It's not just always about the money. So if you guys want to hire a virtual assistant through an agency, you can, Google the ones that Rebecca talked about, like Cyberbacker. There's many virtual assistant programs out there. There's going to be some that I want you to notice is that they have commitments for a year. Like, I'll never do that. If someone's saying to you, commit to a year, why? Why commit to a year? Okay. It doesn't make sense, right? Some would say commit to 3 months. And again, I don't believe in that. Okay. Because if I hire somebody off the street here in Toronto, will that new hire say, you got to commit to me for 3 months, right? No. If they're not performing, they're gone, right? Same thing with the Power 1000 leaders. I say no commitment, right? 1 month notice is fair, okay? 1 month notice, let's say in April 15th, you're like, I don't want this person. Can you stop the service of doing my math? Stop it in May 15th, okay? The next pay period. Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's the way to go when you're going out to look for an agency hire. Okay, and what you want to do is look for the candidates. So like Rebecca said, she was kind of pressured to hire somebody. There wasn't a lot of talent, right? But don't get pressured, right? You want to get their resume. You want to get their portfolio. You want to get their DIS, if you know DIS. Or if you're with Keller Williams, we'll provide you with the Keller personality assessment, the KPA. Okay, and we'll see if they're high or low match to a executive assistant. Okay. Finally, when you sign the contract, read over a contract, make sure when the pay period is, how long is the contract for. If you don't like the virtual assistant, can you change them, right? And you want to look at some other things is how long can I replace? Who pays the Christmas bonus, for example? So maybe that didn't come out in the past when you hire someone, but that is a standard in the Philippines. So if you don't pay the Christmas bonus, it's fine, but everyone else gets it. Like, how would that one person feel, right? If they don't get a Christmas bonus. So a Christmas bonus means if they're getting $800 a month, Christmas bonus is an extra month. Okay, so they're getting another $800 during Christmas. And that should be prorated. So in the Power 1000 leaders, that's prorated. So if they worked half a year at $800 a month, then they'll get $400 bonus in the Christmas, right? So who pays that? Does the company pay it or do you pay it? So you got to find out. In the Power 1000 leaders, our clients pay the bonus. Okay. And then the VA, the virtual leader or virtual assistant, are they monitored? So if you feel like the virtual assistant, they don't know how to time manage themselves, okay? They don't know how to manage their activities. You can request the screenshots of their day. Like you can say, show me the screenshots, the 15-minute increments of their day yesterday. The team leader will send that to you and you can see exactly what they did, okay? Okay, there's no questions asked. You may say, I want the screenshots from Tuesday, okay, or the whole week. And we'll send all that to you. Okay. It may take some time. We'll download it. We'll send it to you. So you can see exactly what sites they're on or if they're working. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to take a little pause here. Any questions so far? Any questions about virtual leaders and all that? Okay. Anything that you guys heard so far that is an aha moment with this, or this is just things that you know already? Anything from Chester, New York? You yell it out.
I didn't know about the Christmas bonus. That was good to know.
Christmas bonus, yeah. Cool. Anything else from maybe Anna or Henry? Trying to get some involvement, maybe get you guys back into the meeting. I don't know what they're doing with no camera on. So anything from Anna, Sid, Iona, Priyanka?
Nothing. Well, I feel like I have a million questions still because I've never really hired a virtual assistant before. but I'm waiting till the end of all of this to to see if I don't know, if I
Oh,
should be contacting you directly, Kirby.
no, ask the question. It helps everyone else, right? Everyone may have the same question.
So where do
And
I start, basically? How do I start? Where do I start? You know, that's my like first question, I guess.
yeah, okay. So let's take a look. Starting would be to look at my next slide then, okay? I'll just go on the next slide for you, Anna, okay?
Thank you, Kirby.
Starting would be looking at booking a meeting with a team leader. Okay, so you book a meeting with a team leader, and after this presentation, you get a deal, a 99-cent deal. Okay, so your first 5 hours will be 99 cents. Okay, and that's of course when you sign on with us, there is a month, okay, that you commit to, and your first 99 cents. Your first 5 hours will be 99 cents. And for American clients, it is $11 an hour for a virtual leader. And the minimum number of hours is 10 hours a week. You can spread that out to, the best is spread that out 2 hours a day, okay, for 10 hours a week. And I said that minimum. The reason why I did that is because that's the minimum number of hours that you'll need a virtual leader for the Facebook playbook. That's what I taught over there in Chester, New York, right? So you need 2 hours a day for someone to manage your social media. All right. And I think that's the very minimum every agent should do, is that, stay off Facebook. Okay. Don't be a consumer of data there. Be a creator of data. So you have a virtual leader manage your social media, and you go out and sell homes. Okay. Lead generate, do all that. Will the virtual assistant be only making 99 cents? So no, we compensate them the full the full time. Okay, so they'll get paid the full hours. They won't be making the 99 cents. And then there's no long-term contract, okay, only with a 30-day cancellation policy in there. And did you know who called me over this? I advertised this 99 cents for an hour. The founder of the company said, Gary Keller, says, what is happening? I got to complain about you that you're doing human trafficking, that you're selling virtual assistants for 99 cents an hour. But I said, no, it's only for the first 5 hours, okay? And he's like, no, you got to put that down. You can't mislead people. So I put that down now for my advertising out there, okay, on my Facebook ads. Okay, so what I'm going to get you guys is the link. Let me see again. I'm going to get you the link to the team leader. And while I get that, let me take the questions, okay?
I have a question.
Yeah.
What exactly does a virtual assistant do? Or what is the range of their work?
Okay, great question. Maybe I should put that in a slide of the maybe tasks that they can do. Okay, so for mine right now, what they do is they do when I have listing paperwork. Just before this presentation, I was kind of stressed because a buyer called me and said, I need to put an offer on this house. I want to at 4 o'clock the offer presentation. So I sent all the details of that to my virtual assistant. I gave them the price, conditions, deposit, and she's working on it right now. Okay. So she's working on all that, the offer. And once I finish this at 2 o'clock, I'm going to pull up the offer and send it to my clients to sign after I go through everything. Okay. So they can do that. They can do my listing presentation. They can do the listing paperwork. What I do is I give them the old listing. Okay. So when that person bought it, I give them that listing. I say, go copy this one for now. I'll go and edit it later. So at least she does all the work. She puts detached, 2-story brick, all that thing, the measurements of the house. So all that's done, and I go in and edit it later. Okay, after I go see the house. So they would do my Facebook playbook strategy, such as adding new friends there, accepting friends that requested me, send messages like happy birthday messages. So everything in my Facebook playbook. I have another virtual assistant that would do all of my Instagram reels. So they'll edit all of my Instagram reels, putting the words in there, creating the content using ChatGPT, sending me the content, table of contents, right? So there's a lot of content she creates, and I would say I want to do this one this week or this one. I'll choose which one to do. Okay. Virtual assistant also creates my content calendar. Okay. So they'll create my whole content calendar. You guys might think all that Instagram stuff that I do and reels, it's all from here, but it's not from here. I get a lot of help from my virtual assistant. So I give them some credit for my karate chop, my staging tips, okay, to that karate chop pillow. And they organize all these classes here. So the emails that you guys have gotten for this class, they've sent all those emails out. So I don't send a lot of emails. They'll check all my emails. They'll send me a summary of emails that I got, and I'll say, answer this one, this one, this one. And they'll have standard replies for a lot of things. Okay. When someone sends me a message on Facebook, if they can answer it, they'll answer it. If they cannot, they'll contact me and they say, Kirby, can you answer this person here? Okay. So they're kind of like my screen where I focus on lead gen. I focus on appointments, right? And negotiations, all the real estate stuff. And they do the rest. Okay. They do the rest, meaning people think it's me on Facebook. They do it. People think it's me by email. They're doing it. Okay. I just oversee everything because I get an end of day report. This is what I did. And then I oversee everything. Okay. Okay. So one thing as an employer, though, you can't let it not be reviewed by you, anything. Okay. You still have to oversee everything. All right.
So anything like, I'm a word game developer. So anything like photos or videos, I would have to send to the virtual assistant.
Yeah.
And then they manipulate it somehow and put it on Facebook and all that, or?
Yep. Yep. They can manipulate it, edit it, send it back to you, or put it on Facebook right away. So for me, I have a class coming up next week, ChatGPT. I say, hey, make me a poster for next week, and they'll make it, right? Okay. And with the rise of ChatGPT, everything has gone up. The quality of work has gone up. Before I was very worried about the English that they're writing over there. But now with ChatGPT, they put it into the system, right? The ChatGPT, and it'll spit out perfectly written copyright, right? Perfectly written email. All right. So sometimes they send it to me and I'm like, no, right? This email doesn't work. Send it back to ChatGPT, and I don't like any rhetorical questions in any of my emails, okay? Because I think rhetorical questions are stupid in emails, okay? So I would say go send it back and make sure you write no rhetorical questions, okay? Okay, and they'll write it, they'll send it back to me.
So your virtual assistants are qualified to use ChatGPT to formulate videos and things of that nature?
I would say they know how to use it, right? And I would say to give them direction, okay? Like how they use ChatGPT to write an email, I read over it, right? And you know what, I didn't like it. I said, go back, and I instructed them to use a different prompt, right? So I would say they know how to use it, but I think for us as the employer, we still need to monitor them and to continue to train them, okay, to what we like, okay, to our standard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Because
My problem is I don't know how to use it, so it'd be difficult for me to train them or kind of monitor what they're doing
Yeah.
because I'm still learning how to use it myself. So I was hoping that they could help train me, really.
Well, they can train you on the basics of course, AI, right? But I think what you need to look at as the employer is the output. Okay, is the output good? Okay, and if it's not, give them the feedback and let them make the changes. Okay, let them make the changes. Okay, it could be photos, it could be reports, it could be anything. So you constantly give them feedback and have them change it and learn it. And we got another question is like, for example, are they trained in tools like Google, Gmail? So yes. Microsoft, maybe no, because Microsoft costs money. So Canva, yes, they're all trained in Canva. YouTube, yes. So KW Command is very specific. We only have a couple that are trained in KW Command. So that is something that you might have to train, okay, KW Command, if we don't have that ready. So Power 1000 Leaders doesn't just cater to real estate agents. They cater to insurance agents. We have other companies that use them, yeah, that are not real estate agents. All right. So a lot of things that are specific to your business or industry, spend some time to train them, okay, on that. And kind of have the mindset that this person is staying with you long term, okay, and that you're pouring into them. If you pour enough into them, they stay, they become valuable team members with you, that's worth it, okay, in the end. So don't think short term with them. All right. Other marketing specific tools. Some of them are using, so we have ones that are voice roles. So there's two roles, right? One is voice role, one's non-voice. For the voice roles, we're looking for someone with no accent, okay? Because they're calling people. So you can have virtual assistants call your clients or potential clients, your open house visitors, right? You just give them the script, you role play with them, and they'll call, okay? So they'll know how to use, at that time, they'll use Mojo Dialer. Some of them know how to use Mojo Dialer. A lot of them use Open Phone. Open Phone is a voice over IP telephone line. Okay. And that's $10. That's $10 a month for, I think, 3 phone numbers. Right. Okay, so I put in the chat the Calendly for our team leader to set up a 30-minute meeting there. Okay. So we have 2 team leaders. One is called Eloisa and one is called Mercedes. Okay, like the car. All right. Eloisa is in Philippines and Mercedes is in here in Toronto. So we have a local team leader and we have one in Philippines. Okay. And then all payment goes through me right now. Okay. So I'm the money guy. So none of the money goes directly to Philippines right now. Everything goes through me and then gets this, and then we have a system that automatically distributes to each virtual leader. Okay. The reason I do that is because there's no money changing hands over there. Nothing can be stolen. Okay. No credit cards can be stolen, and everything stays in Canada. Okay. Which I feel is very safe. Okay. Now the cost of it is $11 US. And then there may be some Canadians here. So in Canada, because we're a Canadian company, your cost will be $12 Canadian plus HST. Okay, which comes to about the same money, same price. All right. So the minimum is 2 hours a day, and then there's no maximum. Okay, the maximum is the level of talent that we have. And each virtual leader works between 8. They have space for 8 to 10 hours a day for working. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does the fees ever go up?
Not right now. Okay. I can
Okay.
say, yeah, it does. It will go up in the future according to inflation. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. but we have kept this number for the last 2 years.
Okay,
And there's also one last thing would be if you're looking for somebody, and we may present this to you, an option to look for a premium virtual leader, somebody that's fully trained, that is way more experienced than the others. So we do also have that option, okay? And for Canadians, that's $15 an hour, and for American money, that is $14 an hour. Okay. So in that category, those are mostly digital marketers in that category. And video editors are in that category. So more technical things, okay, are in the more expensive category. But for the assistants, virtual assistant work for real estate, most of them are in the standard, okay, $11.
okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thank you. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, what would you say the difference is between a social media manager and one of your virtual assistants?
Would you mean like the digital marketer and the normal social media? Difference.
Yeah, either one, yeah.
So the social media, which is the one I'm talking about for this whole presentation, that's $11 an hour. So they'll handle all the social media, right? And anything you kind of throw at them. And the other one, which was the premium, which is $14 an hour, that is different because they're a digital marketer. And what they have experience is creating funnels, okay? Creating landing pages, creating websites. It's a more technical position. Okay, so those are more fit for people that are running e-commerce sites, coaches, people that want automation, selling courses, right? Selling something online, then you need a digital marketer. Okay. I hope does that answer your question, Sid?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Anna, did I answer all your questions? You said you had a ton.
Hey, Kirby. So I'm actually intrigued with when you said that they can also create landing pages and things like that. So, my team sells a lot of pre-construction.
Yep.
And, we're always looking for help with, creating things in a really timely manner. So creating all the landing pages as soon as, we get all the information from the builder, right?
Yep.
So as soon as that information is sent to us, we want to have the landing pages ready with all the information to send to our database.
Correct. Yeah.
So I'm just, I'm just wondering if this is something that would be right for us because, how often will we need someone or how many hours a day kind of thing? I can't really say, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to make sure that this is something that would work for us, and maybe it will. Like, I'm not sure, but
Well, book an appointment with Eloisa there in the Calendly, right?
Yeah.
And discuss with her, see if you guys can come up with a project-based plan.
okay, that sounds good. Thank you,
So
Kirby, so much.
Yeah, it may not be monthly, but you could do a project base. Maybe each launch you want landing page, follow emails, and a video on there, right? And so, yeah.
Okay, so that's good. So then, who would be sending those out? Myself or the virtual assistant? Like, do they get the access to the database? How does that work?
Whatever you say, however you
Whatever.
set it up. Okay.
Okay, good to know. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. We'll use your system. You set it up. You say you do this, and then they'll go do it. Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Okay. So anything that can be done online, on a computer, they can be trained to do it. Okay. And don't think of yourself as the only trainer, right? You can get your market center or your people in your company to train them. Okay. You can find other experts that and say, hey, can you help me train my assistant? So I've done that many, many times. I've also put my assistant in other people's teams. I'm in real estate, right? So I put them in other people's teams or met other people's director of operations to learn more about how they do business over there. Okay. Okay, Sid, I think you have another question.
Yeah, I'm an Amazon seller.
Yes.
I have a Shopify store
Mhm.
and I have my own website.
Yes.
Is there any talents that your virtual assistants can handle any of those platforms?
I would say, yeah, book a call with Eloisa there on the Calendly. And she'll go through her roster of virtual leaders to see who has the Amazon, Shopify store experience, you know.
Okay, thank you. Mhm.
When I went through the resumes, I saw a lot of those and I was like, I don't have any Amazon needs. So I didn't pick those ones for my own company, but I've seen those resumes before. Okay. All right. Anyone else with questions about virtual leaders, what kind of roles they can play? Another one is setting up your call list. I don't know if you guys do cold calling, but they can set up your call list. So the next day you're already set with your call list. Okay. Website design, that would be a premium one. So we have there's website designers there. They're kind of redesigning one of our websites right now.
Can you go back to setting up the call list again? What do you mean by that?
Setting up the call list, like, you know how we go into telelisting and look for numbers to call, right? For circle prospecting.
Yes.
They'll go through telelisting, pull the numbers out. Okay, and when you pull numbers out, you can't download the ones that it says do not call, right?
Right.
They will actually extract even the do not call numbers. Okay, and then they'll send it over to you to call them. Okay, or to put it into your Mojo or to put it into your database.
Okay, awesome.
Because you cannot just download CSV file on telelisting. They'll block all the do not calls, but they'll show you the do not call list there. So that's why they can scrape it. They can copy it individually. It does take time, you see, but I rather they do it than me. So any task that is there for $12 an hour, I'm not doing it. So I look at all the things I'm doing, and anything that can be done for $12 an hour, they'll do it. What I leave for myself is my $100 an hour task, which is talking to clients or potential clients. If I can talk to more potential clients in a day, that's what I'm good for. Okay. As the owner of the company, I want to do less of that other stuff. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think everybody should think in that mindset. Now, most people don't think in that mindset. Most of the, especially new agents, are like, well, I have time, right? I don't mind making $10 an hour, $12 an hour right now, right? And yet that will suffocate your own business, your own, you know, as an individual agent, your own agent business. Because the more you do the $10, $11, $12 an hour work, the more you're not doing the $100 an hour work. Okay, so if you can lead gen 8 hours a day, if you talk to your existing clients or your database during the day, that is my highest dollar, you know, activity, right? Putting in offers, negotiating offers. I don't do any showings. I don't show homes. I have other people show homes, right? Other agents on my team. So that's another lower dollar productive hour, right? So I know how much each action is, okay, per dollar. So if you're in your business, like Sid, you know your business, like how much, where do you get, what action gets you the most money? Stick with those, and then you start leveraging out all the other ones, okay, to a virtual leader. I'm going to leave you guys with one last thing. If it may not apply to you, Sid, but maybe it's interesting for you to see this too. But it's a chart. It's a chart of, let's see here. It's a chart for a real estate agent business. Okay. So go into the chat here, and I'm gonna send in my link tree. If you guys want to connect with me or take any of my courses, it's in the link tree, okay? It's a website with all the courses that I teach, and I'm gonna leave it there so that you guys can get that. Right now, I'm going to show you this document you can get, okay? So I'm going to go to Keller Inc. And then you go to the books. Click this red book here, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. So you don't actually have to buy the book, but if you go down here, you go to 192 task lists for a mega agent. So what this book did is it detailed out 192 things that we do in the real estate business. Okay. And then you can highlight what you're doing, and you can highlight what your assistant is doing. It'll even highlight what's the priority of the agent in that task list. Priority of the agent, priority of the assistant. So there's an easy way to see what an assistant can do for you. Okay. Thanks, Anna. All right, so I'm going to just copy that and put it in the chat too. All right. Okay, there it is. So you can download the task list. And you can see, what an agent does and what a virtual assistant can do. Okay, guys, I'm finished with the virtual assistant class, and you know what? I hope to see you guys on Tuesday when we do ChatGPT Mastermind. So that's a class that we run every month. It's a progressive class, so every month you'll learn more. Okay, so it runs on the third Tuesday of every month at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, and if you guys want to watch the replay for that, I'm going to send that to you too right now. Okay, if you're like, you can't wait till Tuesday, you can watch our old ones on Patreon. It's free. Just go to Patreon/Kirby Chan, and all the recordings will be there. Okay, all the past recording. So Sid, you said that you're not good with AI. Go there, watch the replay, and see what AI can do. Okay. All right. Thanks, Henry.
I will. Thank you very much. I need that.
Awesome. And hey, guys, if you guys want to ask me questions, I'm still going to be here for a couple minutes at the end of this. I'm going to stop the recording now, so you can feel free to ask any questions now.